This video is about preparing and painting the upper deck of sailing vessel Wilson. We spent a month in Talaga Harbour, the pond, before we went cruising a little bit around Langkawi, and we saw a number of people head off to Thailand, and others stayed behind, of course. And others stayed behind because they're still not sure of the COVID situation. Getting into and out of Indonesia and Thailand is still rather expensive at that stage. The 1st of May 2022, there should be changes, hopefully for the better. Cost is very limiting to a lot of retirees, retired sailors. Another problem is the insurance. The portmaster in Malaysia, or Langkawi especially, want proper insurance against sinking, pollution, crew repatriation, and a couple of other issues, and a number of sailors just can't afford that sort of insurance. While in Talaga Harbour, Anchorage, we had a number of nasty little storms and lightning, and we actually thought we got struck by lightning because we ended up losing an autopilot, 2 batteries, a starter battery, and a number of other things. So I used a multimeter to trace the problem, started at the control panel, and quickly realised that the wind turbine controller had blown up, and the wiring had blown right through. There wasn't much left of the wiring, right through to the batteries and the fuse. It blew the 3 fuses on the inverter and charger. I can't remember which panel, but the main problem was the AC Delco batteries got fried. After fault finding back to the wind turbines, I realised that the deck shower had leaked water all over the wiring from the wind turbine, and that's what blew out all the wiring and caused all that damage. Because of a number of problems, I decided to head back to Reback Marina and spend some time doing some odd jobs and figuring out and fixing the electrical problems. And as you can see, we headed south towards Reback on a lovely quiet day. We had the motor all the way, and here is the view backwards at Talaga Harbour. And it was just a lovely day, but no wind. Back at Reback Marina, I got into a few small jobs, and one of them was to replace the rusty chain with 60 metres of second-hand, freshly galvanised chain, 60 metres of it. I also advertised my 2 e-bikes. Of course, I cleaned them up first and did a few little things with it. And as you can see, they're aluminium bikes, and they are foldable bikes, but they weigh 60 kilos, and they'd probably be good for a liveaboard resident at a marina, but not so great for carting from the yacht to the shore in a dinghy. As usual, my wife makes lovely food, and we had these tremendous Vietnamese spring rolls that she prepared for me, and the dips that go with it, satay dip as well as a chili sauce dip. I found another use for the free can of COVID antiseptic spray, and this picture is self-explanatory. After good food, my wife cooks. And here's a photograph of one of Reback's local residents. Not often you see owls come out of the daytime. So here's the point of the video. We prepared and painted the upper deck after sealing the Sikaflex windows. You can see the epoxy stains underneath the edge of the windows that had to be sanded carefully and brought back to a smooth finish and then painted. And because we were in the marina on a berth we couldn't use the spray gun, so I had to roll it and then brush it to get a smooth finish, and it turned out okay. Not as good as a spray job, but it still worked out fairly well, so I was quite pleased with that. In the mornings when the mildew was on the paintwork, I was able to use the air compressor sander so that the dust wouldn't blow everywhere. I didn't really want to pollute the atmosphere with the dust, so that worked out rather well. And because I'm getting older, bending over is a little bit more difficult, but I was able to do the job fairly quickly with the air sander, as distinct from hand sanding it. It took forever to use the hands sandpaper. Here's a video of after the first coat of West Systems top coat. It turned out really nice, and then each coat we sanded back and painted the next one, and sanded back and painted the next one, and we did 3 coats and then peeled off all the blue tape, and this is the finished job, and it looked rather nice except for the white paint stains on the black Sikaflex which got underneath the blue tape. I didn't realise that would happen, but that's the way it goes. Here's a better video camera shot of the finished job. Not 100% perfect, but it turned out really quite well, considering it was roller and brush, and it sealed all the little imperfections. Yachts are starting to arrive back at the Rebak Marina from spending 6 months in Thailand. Mostly people went to Phuket and the west coast islands of Thailand. And here's sailing vessel Layla returning after the 6 months, and he came early because he wanted to get the boat out of the water and to repair a poor quality paint job that he wasn't happy with. I wouldn't say it was poor quality, but he wasn't happy with it and he wanted to do it again. A number of other yachts have since started to come back as well, and also a number of yachts have left. And we actually said goodbyes to some friends, but before they went, he helped me raise me up the mast using the winch bit, and so I could repair some problems that I had with the mast light, the steaming light. And you can see him just springing up the tension, and then he used the winch bit to raise me up the mast. And that was a great investment, $100 American for the winch bit, and $400 for a Milwaukee drill. Didn't get the Milwaukee drill that I wanted, but this did the job very, very well, as long as you paused it and didn't let it overheat.
Do you have a spare battery somewhere?
after spending 20 minutes or so up the mast, I still didn't get the job finished. Still problems I have to solve. So we had a goodbye dinner with Lionel and Julie, and then waved them off in their catamaran, and they were heading south down to Penang and hopefully joining the Passage East Rally in May. During all this time at Reback, I actually blew a head gasket on the port engine, and that really disappointed me, so I decided to send my wife Linda home to Australia. And because the Australian government had eased restrictions on travel, all you needed was a digital passenger declaration saying you'd had the COVID injections. So then I did a few little jobs like pressure cleaning the cushion covers, and as you can see, the dirt that accumulated over 12 months on the hard stand doing repairs to the boat, and I blew the dirt away, and this is what the nice shiny clean canvas covers turned out, and they look beautiful again. So that was it for this video, and the video was produced by myself, and it's the end of another exciting video of preparing and painting the upper deck of Sailing Vessel Wilson and a number of other jobs.